Righto. You head over to the door. Do you want to do anything before potentially open or trying to open the door?
Just to be safe, I'm gonna actually just light the lighter and just take a quick walk around the room.
Okay.
Just see if I've missed anything important.
No worries. Okay. All right. So you light the lighter, and immediately the room springs to life. You can see it's clearly been abandoned for a very long time. In the middle of the room, there's like a slab. Not a slab. It's like a aluminium table, kind of like a mortician's slab in the middle of the room, which you didn't feel when you walked around with your hand against the wall. You kind of circled around that. Doesn't seem to be anything on it anyway. The cabinet stands off to one side. You can clearly see through the open door that you've emptied that out. There's nothing in there in the unlocked side of that. You look at the desk, you can see it's an old like Amstrad computer or something like that. And it's got on the front of it, or on the top of it, there's a little sticky label that says Cocytus Army Research Group. And you also notice the desk has got a couple of drawers in it. And then near the desk is the pod that you fell out of, which is really just a metal cylinder where the front of it is lifted up from which you fell, and you can see the restraints in there that were holding you back are just like metal clamps.
Okay. No other pods in this room, just mine?
Just your pod in this room, yes.
Okay, I'm going to check the drawers of the desk.
Okay. All right, so you wander over, you notice that two of the drawers are open, one and the top one is locked. You open up the drawer, the second drawer, you have a look in there, and some paperwork, not a lot else of any use. And in the third drawer down, there's a small bottle of whiskey, half drunk.
I'm taking it.
You're taking the whiskey.
You never know when that's going to come in handy.
That's right. Okay, so you're taking the whiskey. It's cheap whiskey. It's not your top brand whiskey. It's kind of that really low budget stuff they sell behind the counter at the bottle shop, But it's still good, or at least appears to be good. I mean, you're a bartender, you'd know.
Yeah, I know this stuff. This is the stuff that we don't even feed to, at least say homeless people, but we don't feed this to nobody.
Right. Okay. So you got yourself your lighter. You got yourself some whiskey. The lighter starts to flicker a little bit as you're holding it.
Okay. I'm gonna turn it off.
Okay. All right.
Let it go. Whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna make my way to that door.
Okay. No worries. All right. So you head over to the door, and you're gonna go through.
I am indeed.
Okay. You try the knob. It is unlocked. You open up the door. It opens out, and what you see is a vast expanse of darkness. At the very distance, there's like a faint glow of kind of light, just a normal light in the far distance. But it appears to be just from the distance that you're looking down some sort of corridor. You can't really make out a great deal because it's still very dark.
Okay. I'm not going to use my lighter because I know it's sputtering, so it's probably almost empty. Mm-hmm. Can I roll like an education check to see like, I don't know, I don't even know this in real life, if like I could use a really cheap whiskey as some sort of like fuel for the lighter? Would that work at all?
I mean, the whiskey will absolutely burn. It will absolutely burn, but you've got no way of refueling it. Sadly, you just don't have the resource at your disposal to fill it up with whiskey. It may have worked. I mean, we can do the roll to see whether it would have worked had you had the equipment, but unfortunately, you have no way of refilling it.
Okay.
It's just one of those cheap plastic lighters that you have to refill with like a canister.
All right, I am going to again put my hand against the wall and just follow it along till I can just get a makeout of one side as I try and go down to the end of the hallway. Okay,
no worries. All right, give me a attention roll as you do that, and we'll see whether you find anything on your journey.
11.
Okay, so I mean, you walk along, you notice that there's some doorways along the wall as you walk along. You also stumble over something on the ground that seems to rattle a little bit as you're walking along, but you don't notice a great deal else as you're progressing. Are there any places you might want to stop at as you head towards the light?
Oh, I'm dying? Is that...
Not quite.
I'm
And
gonna-
that was the shortest campaign in history.
I'm going to stop at the thing I almost tripped over that rattled.
Yep.
I'm going to see if I can, depending on how big it is, I'm going to see if I can pick it up and get a feel for what it may be.
Okay, well, I can tell you now that you certainly have the strength to pick it up, no worries at all, and carry it if you want to. You don't know what it is at the moment, but you could do another attention check to see whether or not you can kind of figure it out, or maybe even an education check if you'd rather do that.
Okay, I'll do
Education.
They're both the exact
Education will probably reveal to you what it is that you're fumbling around with in the dark, and attention will reveal to you how it feels and things like that.
All right, I'll do an education.
Okay.
9.
Okay. It feels a little bit familiar, but you can't quite make it out. It's kind of, it's roughly kind of person shaped, about the size of a person, but you can't really make out what it actually kind of is. There seems to be some sort of cloth element to it, some hard parts to it, and that's about all you really kind of suss out.
I really hope I'm not holding a dead person. I'm going to... Now, you said there was a light at... It's lighter at the end of the corridor?
Yes, that's what lets you know that it's definitely a corridor. You can kind of see the light towards the end. It's not a direct light or anything like that, but there's some sort of faint light spilling into the end of the corridor.
Okay. I'm going to leave whatever I'm holding right now on the floor.
Yep.
I'm going to check out the doors along the hallway first.
All right. You feel along, and most of the doors are locked. You also feel kind of some windows or glass built into the walls as well. Feel like windows perhaps looking into these rooms. And you open a couple of the doors, but they're very dark, very, very dark inside, perhaps even darker than the room you originally began in. You can't really see anything inside them, but you could certainly go in there and check if you wanted to.
I think right now the best option, I'm going to go back for that thing, and I'm going to carry it, drag it, whatever I need to do, and try and just bring it to the end of the hallway so I can get see if the light can reveal what it is.
Okay, all right. Tell you what, I'll give you a very simple strength check to see whether you can drag it down there, whether it gets caught in anything on the way. But you don't need 50% to pass it.
12.
Okay, no worries. You grab a hold of whatever it is that you found on the ground, and you with your hand still on the wall, you drag yourself, or you walk yourself up towards the light at the end of the corridor. And when you get there, you look down at what you're holding, and it's a skeleton, just covered in clothes. It's clearly very old. Animals or rodents and stuff have been into it. It's got no flesh left. It's just a bag of bones, with what appears to be a kind of like a business clothes on, and a little what probably tattered remains of a lab coat or something like that.
All right, so I'm gonna name him Wilson.
Wilson. Do you want to put Wilson in your inventory?
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave him here to watch my back.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Good. That's a very good idea.
I am gonna search his body though to see if he has anything in his pockets that I can take and use.
All right. Give me another attention roll. We're still fact finding at the moment.
All right. Let me grab my dice that fell on the ground. Alrighty. Woohoo! 21, obviously non-natural.
Okay, you've got the skills for attention. You're really paying attention. You rustle through his clothes. The clothes are very deteriorated as well. Don't find anything in the pockets, but you do find a name badge on what appeared to be a lab coat. You have a bit of a look at the name badge. It says his name was Gustav, sadly not Wilson. That could have been his surname, could have been his first name. It's just the one name, Gustav. And you see on the top of it, Casitas Army Research Group. and that's all it really reveals.
Okay. I'm gonna leave Wilson behind.
Gustav would say bye, but he's been dead some time.
And I'm going to move forwards and see if I can go through the doors.
Okay. I should reveal that when you got to the end of the corridor, you notice that there was a metal staircase leading up to a door, which appears a metal door, a security door, which is slightly ajar, but the door is very, very rusted. And the staircase is not in particularly good condition either.
Okay. So is it a door or is it ajar?
I feel like taking minus 10 health right there for bad puns.
I'm if I do like some sort of like attention or education check, could I get a feeling if these stairs could support my weight?
Education would be a good one to do for that, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right. I need to find a better place to roll dice. No. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, a natural one, a critical fail.
Yeah.
You lean in to take a close inspection of the staircase to see whether or not it could support. You notice it's rusty. You kind of run your finger on it as you do, and not only do you cut your finger, but also some rust springs off it and goes in your eye, and you kind of like start kind of having a weeping eye as well, and you take 1 point of health damage.
Great. So now I have tetanus. Great. All right. I'm gonna take Gustav/Wilson.
Yep.
I'm going to see if I can gingerly huck him at the stairs to see if the stairs will support his dead body weight.
All right. I'm going to get you to roll against survival for that one, I think, which is one of your lowest stats. You got no problem hefting him along. That's fine.
7.
You throw him on there. It doesn't give way. It creaks a little bit, but doesn't really reveal. I mean, you got to remember, of course, that Gustav is he's quite. I mean, he's got no flesh left. He's just bones. He's very light. He's certainly not the same weight as a fully grown adult male. Yeah.
Well, if JJ is anything, he's a risk taker. I'm going to try and slowly make my way up those stairs.
All right. I'll give you another survival roll, but no penalties or anything like that because you've sussed it out very closely.
3.
Okay. You go to climb the stairs. The railing kind of wobbles a bit. Your foot goes through one of the treads of the stairs, and you cut yourself a little bit on the ankle. It's nothing particularly bad, and just bleeds a little bit, but that's about it. You hear some scuttering under the stairs, some sort of rodents or something, scurry around, perhaps trying to feast upon this newly given blood of yours. But you do manage to kind of limp your way up to the top, kind of cursing and swearing about this injury that you've done to yourself. But that's all. You don't take any damage really.
Perfect. All right. I blame Gustav. That's
what an asshole.
Yeah, really. Jeez, couldn't help me out at all.
Yeah.
Let's check out this door.
Okay, you feel the door. You try to kind of move it. It's definitely stuck very fast. It's rusted. The hinges, you can see, are clearly rusted. And you can't really make it. It's only ajar very, very slightly. You can't really see beyond it a great deal, except that it appears to be outside. You can hear some wind and things like that. It seems to lead outside by the looks of things.
Okay. Just had, you said the wind outside. I'm going to go back for Gustav.
Yep.
He deserves a proper burial.
Okay.
By that I mean I'm going to take any wearable clothes I can off of him.
Okay.
In case I need to stay warmer.
All right. Because you messed up that going up the stairs so badly, I'm going to get an attention roll, give you a slight advantage, to get back down the stairs without hurting yourself.
All right, okay, this one's not that bad.
Okay.
It would be an 11.
All right, so you gingerly kind of move yourself down there. The light illuminates the hole that you've created in that one broken tread. You ignore the wobbly handrail that put you in so much trouble in the first place. You get down to Gustav, and you strip him of all of the. He's probably very upset about this, but you take all of his clothes off and you take the tattered, barely even wearable, disintegrating lab coat, the chewed up, half torn t-shirt, and just this ragged business pants that he's wearing, or that he was wearing.
All right, I'm going to put that down in my inventory as rags.
Which is exactly
not clothing.
Which is exactly what it is, because it's completely not wearable.
All right. In this case, I'm going to gingerly make my way back up the stairs.
Yep.
And I'm going to see if I can push the door open.
You try to push the door open. Give me a strength roll.
Okay.
We'll see how successful you are.
That is not a 9, so it's a 6 plus 4, 10.
Okay, 10. It moves little. You can clearly see that it's going to give way, and you reef it open just maybe an inch wider. But then it just jams. It jams, and you're clearly going to need, I don't know, something to do something to the door to make it open more effectively.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. So my surroundings, I have the door and the stair that leads up to them.
Yep.
There's not like a secondary level that just goes straight up to there and then it's out.
It literally, what it appears to you at least, having not been able to go through most of the doors in the corridor, that this is just a corridor that leads out into the open world, and that's all there is. You've got a staircase around you, some rickety old railings on the side of the staircase, and then the rusty half-open door.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can pull off one of the railings.
Yep.
And see if I can use it kind of as a pry to get this door open.
All right. I'm going to give you an education roll for that, because I think it's like one of those things where you can maybe loosen off some nuts or something and it would come apart. Yep.
11.
11. Okay, great. Yep, you wiggle it and wobble it. You notice that there's some kind of weak points on it. And so you focus on those weak points and you manage to snap off a section that's probably about 2 feet long. It's pretty rusty, but it's the strongest part of what remains of that railing.
Okay, I'm going to try and use that rusty railing to kind of do like a pry open.
Yep.
And pry open the door.
Okay. All right. Give me a. I'll let you roll against two things. Let you roll against strength and education. And if you pass on either of them, then we'll see what happens.
Perfect, because they're both the exact same.
Yeah.
So, natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, you jam the bar into the tightest kind of gap of the door, and you reef as hard as you can, and suddenly it kind of groans for a bit, but suddenly it just gives way and clatters open, revealing white light just flooding the whole area. You're blinded momentarily, but you're able to easily pass out into whatever lies beyond. And I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Although there's probably 2 episodes in what we've just recorded. And we'll see what you find outside when we come back.
I'm looking forward. You know what? I'm bringing Wilson with me. Next episode, I'm bringing him with me.
Beautiful.